Okay. Ilé mi pa ó ti lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ní sọ. Báwo TMC gbájálé ó yá. Link wo ló fẹ́ mú ọ sí? Lọ sí Facebook page wa. Facebook page TMC wo ṣe ẹ́ ti wà mẹ́.
èèyàn méjì ló ti wà ń bẹ̀ àárín nǹkan kan.
Ẹ̀fọ́ àwọn ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ gan, wọ́n ti ní nǹkan. Wọ́n ti ní platform.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam
wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Tó, káàbọ̀ sórí ètò náà.
Ẹ mọ̀ ṣeun.
All the co-hosts, all the facilitators have been made co-hosts. Brother Kamaldeen,
Yeah.
you have just been made the co-host now.
All right, sir.
And since you are going to be the anchor,
Okay. Okay. We're getting off the mic exactly 10. I understand.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we are just doing the preparation now.
Okay. All right then.
Congress, TMC, is an Islamic organization vision of being at the forefront, sustaining the core values and culture of Islam through the implementation of the Quran and Sunnah.
Ayọ̀ kí ni meeting ID náà?
Organization established within and outside Nigeria. TMC is committed to the cause of Allah in all aspects and humanity. The organization has various organs, including Zakat and Sadaqat Foundation, Human Consent Foundation International, Center for World Peace Initiative, and many more. Part of TMC's annual programs is the Islamic Training Program, ITP. This time, various spiritually lifting Islamic programs and lectures are designed under the
Ṣé direct access yín nìyẹn?
national
Ibẹ̀ fi register nǹkan. Ìyẹn ò lè wọlé lórí
this year,
system máa ma meeting ID.
the second of its type since 2020.
I want to commend the organizers of this program. It has been wonderful. They have deployed technology to a new level and we are very happy about this. It's going to continue so that in future, even when we are having the physical camp, the virtual continues because it reaches people who are in diaspora and it's going to really, really benefit. Congratulations.
The Congress brings Muslims the opportunities to experience true Islamic communal living, where issues bordering on
Wọ́n
religion,
kò lè wọlé lórí system wọn sẹ́ǹdì
business, and more are discussed for capacity building,
ní ẹ̀kan link directly to the meeting.
interaction, and networking among scholars.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Mobile phone, not on the
Wa
laptop.
alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
28th
Aku
edition
kalẹ̀
is coming to your screen.
Yes, sir. Ẹ káàbọ̀ iwájú.
The theme for this year is restoration of national values.
We are starting 10 for 10. We are starting from 10 for 10, inshallah. So the moderator or the anchor should take note of that. 10 for 10, inshallah. So, assalamu alaikum.
Ìlànà ọ̀dọ̀ ní ká kí ọmọ ọdún fóònù.
8:40 a.m. till 1 p.m. and evening session 4:30 p.m. through 6:30 p.m. It is a Muslim organization still setting agenda for societal reformation in line with Islamic injunctions. Visit www.tmcng.net.
So I think all is set now. Everybody has been made co-host. So
All right.
over to you, please. Let's
Okay. All right. Sallu ala Nabi al-Kareem.
Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.
All
Alhamdulillah.
right. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi وأصحابه وسلم. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. We give thanks to Almighty Allah, Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, the Lord of the world, the cherisher and the sustainer of the world. We seek his benediction upon the soul of Muhammad bin Abdullah, and of course the soul of the men and women who spend time with him, and of course by extension to all of those who are following the path of honor until this very moment. It is indeed my pleasure to welcome you to this very, very important occasion. It is the occasion that we have known as the stakeholders webinar, or the stakeholders engagement webinar, the precursor to the much awaited 28th edition of the National Islamic Training Program. So again, my absolute pleasure to welcome you. And I say to all of you again, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So, alhamdulillah, without any further waste of time, as you must have noted some of the flyers and of course the publicity efforts that have gone into mobilizing for this event. Like I said, this is being put together preparatory to the NITP that is coming up in exactly 20 days from today, barely 3 weeks from now. And it is important, given all of the effort that has gone into putting this together, that we get it right. That is why we are going to be sensitizing and also bringing to you some and everything that you need to know about the NITP. It is very, very important that we all play our parts. That is why we are bringing all stakeholders together. And before I proceed, I'm looking at the numbers of those who are on the call as yet. This is far from significant. So I would like that all of us here, leaders in our own right, to reach out to some of our brothers who may out of forgetfulness have not joined up yet. So I think we can take this time out to reach out to them that we are starting in earnest. So Alhaji Mikhail, you can help us mute your mic, sir. And for all of those who still have their mic on, please kindly mute your mic. Sheikh Mustafa Hassan, thank you very much. Please keep watch on your mic and ensure that it's muted so that it doesn't allow for interferences. Thank you very much. Sheikh Abdulafiz, you also have your mic on. Alhaji Mikhail Animashan, if you can hear us, please kindly mute your mic, sir. Thank you very much. We don't have too much time to waste because we are only going to be there for just about 2 hours and it's not going to be more. So we need everybody to fall in line. So again, I'm requesting that we reach out to some of our folks who are not here yet to join up with us in time so that we can get on with proceeding without any further waste of time. So we expect that we do that. But just before we go on again, I would like the host to put up on the screen again the agenda for today's session so that we can all be on the same page. You can get to see what the event is all about. So I will appeal to the host to put it on the screen one more time, inshallah. So again, you are most welcome to the stakeholders engagement webinar, the one that is being put together as a precursor to the National Islamic Training Program, the 28th edition. So we are going to get into the thick of things now, and then as usual, we are going to start off in prayers. And in that wise, I would like to invite the Noibul Amiru administration, that is in person of Alhaji Mikhail Animashan. So please take the floor and lead us in the opening dua. Thank you very much.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
We give thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for this opportunity to also contribute our quota to the progress of his deen. It is our prayer, our wish that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bless these efforts. We are here for today. We are gathered, of course, at the comfort of our houses. We pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will protect us, will guide and guide us. And the deliberations we are here for today, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it fruitful. May He guide our thoughts to coming up with the best of approaches on how to achieve the objectives of the virtual NITP for 2021 edition. And all the financial responsibilities and otherwise that we need to put together to achieve this, may Allah ease our fears on this and make it achievable for us. Abẹ́lọ́mbà lè kí ọlá gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n máa gbọ́ wa náà ká fẹ́ pè kí wọ́n wá darapọ̀ mọ́ ètò náà ní December. Ọlọ́mbà lè kí ọlá kó ṣe rọrùn fún wọn lọ. Ọlọ́mbà má jẹ́ àrí wàhálà. Ọlọ́mbà kó jẹ́ kíjọ́ náà dé bá wa láyé ká tún live beyond that day. Ọlọ́mbà má ṣe àìsí bẹ́ẹ̀ fún wa. Ọlá yín náà tọ́ yín náà.
That has been the opening dua just rendered by the Nitp administration. Thank you very much.
Gbogbo ẹ̀ lọ́nà fún wa kò yẹ gbogbo ẹ̀ ní ó jẹ́ ọ̀nà fún mi báyìí.
The objective that we have. So recall that in the course of his prayer, he actually did mention that we are looking at being able to achieve our objective for which we are putting this together. And that is why I'm going to be speaking on the objective of putting this together, which is not that much because it all centers around the NITP. First and foremost, part of the objective for today's webinar is to sensitize on what to expect at this year's NITP. All and everything about the NITP, you are going to hear all about that on this webinar. And then also, we want to also use this avenue to create further publicity for the event. And we're expecting that every of us here, leaders in our own right, also take all of this away and ensure that we spread the message of the NITP in our respective spaces. Also, we want to assess the level of preparedness across the state, also how much of information we are getting from all stakeholders across the state. These are basically what we are going to be looking at. And then if you look at the agenda, I'm hoping that the host will drop something again. What some of the major highlights on the agenda is that we're going to hear from the Amir, who is going to give his opening remarks. And then we'll also listen to the chairman organizing committee of the 28th NITP also take the floor to also give remarks and of course also give us insights into what to look out for at this year's NITP. And then also we are also going to hear from NADA, the Noble Amir Dawa Affairs. He's also going to be talking about the NITP in details. I think you'll be speaking on everything bordering on the speakers, topics, and what have you, and some of the sessions that we are going to have. So all of these are what you are going to be, what you are going to be looking out for on this session. And of course, that particular part where you also got a chance to also put across your views and probably your suggestions on how to actually make the most of this year's NITP. So this, in summary, are what our agenda on today's session is. And inshallah, we shall be getting into all of that in just about a moment. So right now, we are going to join Imam Arire Makko, who is going to take the recitation from the Quran, after which we now go on to join the Amir for his opening remark. But first, I will want Imam Arire Makko Abdullah Hafiz to take the mic for the recitation from the glorious Quran.
No. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا استجيبوا لله والرسول إذا دعاكم لما يحييكم استجيبوا لله وللرسول إذا دعاكم لما يحييكم واعلموا أن الله يحول بين المرء وقلبه واعلموا أن الله يحول بين المرء وقلبه وأنه إليه تحشرون واتقوا فتنة لا تصيبن الذين ظلموا منكم خاصة واعلموا أن الله شديد العقاب. صدق الله العظيم.
صدق الله العلي العظيم وصدق رسول النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين. So adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn imam wa fún àyọkẹ́ tí wọ́n ṣe fún wa yẹn, kọ́lọ́mbà àlekọ́lá oore tí ń bẹ nínú kí a ké àti kí a gbọ́ Al-Qur'an, kọ́lọ́mbà kó má dùn ẹnì kọ̀ọ̀kan wa. So thank you very much, Imam Mariko, for that very, very beautiful recitation from the Quran. So we are going to be moving on to the next in line now. I said we are going to be here for just about 2 hours and nothing more. And so we are going to be doing our best to ensure that we make the most of our time here. So like I did say a while ago, we are going to be listening to the opening remarks of the Amir before we move on to the committee chairman, the NITP chairman, for his remark as well. But I will call on the Amir first. We'd like him to, okay, good, to put up his video. I think he has done that. So we listen to the Amir now for a couple of minutes before we join the NITP chairman. So Amir, it's over to you, sir.
All praise is due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We beseech him to shower his blessings on the soul of our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, his progeny, his faithful companions, and all the followers of truth on the day of reckoning. Allahumma ameen. My beloved brothers, I say assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Indeed, all praise and adoration belongs to Almighty Allah, the creator of everything that existed and that which we can see with our eyes and that which we cannot see, that goes beyond our imagination. Today is one of the special days that we give thanks to Almighty Allah, because the webinar we are having is first of its kind in the history of the Congress. And why I say it's first of its kind is because we've been having something like a kind of workshop, which is more like a face-to-face interaction, and but this week is virtual. So this is an opportunity that we are tapping in on the new normal. Alhamdulillah, the ITP is less than a month to go. And if we look at why we are here, engagement. And who are the stakeholders? It is me, you, and everybody that is here. We are the drivers. We are the ones that want to sort of organize this program, to plan this program, and to ensure that a successful implementation, inshallah, bi qudratullah. So brothers, a lot rests on our shoulders, which means that we have to be more committed and to give more of our time so that this program that we have less than 2 or 3 weeks, 3 weeks to go, becomes something of reality. To start with, as we are all aware, the National Islamic Training Program is a program that comes once in a year. We have it just once in a year at the national level, where we all gathered to educate ourselves, to spiritually, intellectually, and world view. So this year's own is not going to be different, inshallah. And what the committee, starting from the chairman and other members of the committee and the National Executive in Council, have in mind for this year, and if we look at the theme for this year's ITP, we know that we have something in target, that we want the generality of the Muslim Ummah to benefit from, meaning that we have a lot to do. And the number of days that we have is somehow depleting as day and night comes and go, meaning that we have a lot to do. Number two is that the level of sensitization for this year's ITP, we need to really work on it to try and improve, because we need to get to the nook and cranny and make sure that people get to know about this year's ITP. Whatever the program we are having at the local, at the grassroots level, let us try as much as possible to publicize it so that people will benefit from this year's ITP. Because the crops of scholars that we are bringing on board, some have not been tested before. When I mean tested, I mean we've not showcased them. Not that they don't have the capability or the capacity to deliver, no. But most of us, we've not listened to their lectures. Some of us, we've not even seen them deliver lectures, either local and that of abroad. So this year's ITP is giving us that opportunity. In terms of spirituality, even at the corridor of our house, it is going to be there as well. So this year's ITP is well packaged and is something that we should try as much as possible not to miss a second, a minute, or an hour, or a day out of this year's ITP. And why am I saying that? Is because of the packaging. Meaning that we should all create time. Not only we, but our brothers, our friends, our associates, let them all benefit from this ITP because of what we have in it. At the same time, we should know that this year's ITP, with all this packaging that we are bringing on board to us, we expect from us both morally and financially to be committed. Because when we get to the middle of the sea, we can't start complaining that we are feeling cold. Because at that point in time, you cannot say you want to go back. Rather, you want to continue and get to the end. What do I mean by that? Because we can at this level now see that we are sorry, we are not going to organize the IT. And that goes to our state, Tawankale. We need our support. Alhamdulillah, I want to use this opportunity to thank us. The money has started rolling in. At the national level too, we have also tried our best. Or let me say we are trying to also ensure that we raise enough money, because this year's ITP is going to involve quantum, a very huge amount of money for us to organize this year's ITP. I will not want to bog us so much because I know the chairman of this year's ITP will give us details of what we are expecting this year. But my own in summary is that what we have in package for us, let us try as much as possible not to miss out in anyone. Let us tell our associates, our friends, our brothers, even our sisters, we can allow them to also benefit. So that when the links, Tabashia, both home and abroad, because last year we recorded over 100,000. We want this year's own, the number to surpass it times 10. So that the essence of having it in virtual is for the number of viewers to be in large quantum, so that it will cut across the whole world, so that from different parts of the world they will benefit. So that at the end of the day, the message of Islam, finally, is that I want to appeal to us that we that we are on ground, let us dedicate our time to this work. Because whatever assignment that is given to us, let us try and discharge whatever responsibility. Whatever assignment that is given to us, let us try as much as possible to get it done. so that our own output is going to be input for another person. Another person's input is going to be another for another person. So when you delay from doing your own, definitely is going to slow down the pace of work. So on this note, I want to welcome us onto this platform, onto this webinar, and I want to appreciate the organizers, and I pray that Almighty Allah in His mercy to bless the organizers and bless every one of us and accept all our efforts in His practice and act of ibadah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakallah khair.
Thank you very much. That has been the Amir's opening address. He touched on a whole lot as regards the NITP and of course our preparation towards it. All of that we have heard, and he has asked that we expedite action on all of our efforts at mobilizing the public. And then of course he also charged all of those who have been assigned one role or the other as far as the NITP is concerned to also give it their all. That is in summary what Amir has been speaking about. And of course, do not also forget that we are also looking out for your support in terms of donation, in form of donation and what have you. Recall that we have agreed that we are all going to open the floodgate for free for everybody. So, but I must say that one of those things that are still a very serious challenge for us is actually getting adequate funds to put things in place. I'm very sure the chairman is going to speak to all of that. So, but this in summary is the message from the Amir. So we thank Amir Alhaj Abdulwasi Taiwo Bangbala again for that very, very thought-provoking remark of his. So now it is going to be the chairman NITP, 28th NITP in person of Alhaj Abdulakim Malugo up next. So he's also going to take the floor. He's going to turn up his video and then also give remarks and a little into what you need to know about the NITP so far. So Alhaji Abdulakim, if you're there, you are up next.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Wa salatu wa salam ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallim taslim. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for His mercy and His grace over us. We pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be with every one of us who have joined and all of our brothers on their way to join the program. Well, Alhamdulillah. We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for His grace of life. We thank Him for the appreciable goodness Islam has given up to us. Well, I want us, the way I look at this program, as in the preparation for this ITP and the ITP itself, I want us to see it as another opportunity to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala due to the grace of life I mentioned earlier. Well, I'm emphasizing on that because there's an hadith of the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, for an incident that happened in the time of the Prophet about two companions who departed this world at a year interval. And for those of us who know that story, that the one that departed later had more rewards and more virtues in the sight of Allah because of the fact that he utilized that 1 year interval to do a lot of ibadah. So we use this opportunity to pray for Allah's mercy on all our departed brethren. May Allah forgive them and grant them Al-Jannah Firdaus. Brothers, based on what the Amir has said, for those of us who are participating in this webinar, we are supposed to be the leaders of the Congress at various levels. So be that as it may, we want to see it as opportunity to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and it is an interaction with our community, our environment, and invariably our creator. Knowledge of how to deal with situation according to the dictates of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will surely ease our affairs and earn us maximum reward. In essence, the programs we have lined up, the topics, they are topics that would enrich our knowledge, our deen, and also how to interact with our environment. So all these opportunities are provided by the ITP. And of course, if we utilize them effectively, we are going to we are going to gain a lot from it. We are Muslim today. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to make us Muslims till we breathe our last. Like Rasulullah sallallahu says, you are not a Muslim. You are not a Muslim until you want for your brothers what you want for yourself. If you want to progress, we should want progress for our brothers. So what is our role? Based on what the Amir has said too, what is our role in spreading the awareness about this ITP to our fellow brothers? Not necessarily the TMC members alone. The message we are passing across this year will benefit a lot of people, even non-Muslims. And that is why we have been so bold to invite non-Muslims as part of our resource persons. Because apart from the fact that the topics are those issues that will benefit the larger society, it will also portray the Muslims, and particularly the Congress, as an organization that takes the interests of the nation very seriously. And also we cooperate with others to benefit the masses at large. So what is our role in ensuring that others to benefit from this? So if we want to get the best from this, are we thinking of our brothers too, our brethren, those who are TMC members or who are not TMC members? What is our effort to ensure that they be part of this? Like I said earlier, Amir mentioned the issue of awareness and spreading the knowledge about the coming ITP. So let's try as much as possible to be part of that program. So we need to encourage others too to be part of it. Like I said, the team has been so structured as to take care of the challenges we are confronting presently in the country. So the topics to be discussed, there are those topics that will benefit us and also give the larger society better view on how to behave in the larger society. So may I reiterate here that despite the fact that being a virtual ITP, a lot of resources in terms of human, material, and financial has been put in to ensure that we have a very smooth program. So in order not to waste these resources, that is why we are emphasizing that we need to spread the awareness and ensure that a lot of people participate so that they can benefit from the program itself. So our role here is to ensure that we give maximum publicity to this program. We have been so discreet in selecting those resource persons that we feel will do justice to the topics chosen. given their wide exposure and experience. So we pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to assist us and ensure that may He give us the maximum reward from this program. So the countdown, as said earlier, is fast depleting, day in, day out. So we still have one or two things to put in place, which of course I will use this opportunity to also call on the members of the committee that the beginning, like the Yorubas will say, the beginning is not the parameter to measure the work until the work is actually completed. And let me conclude by using that verse of the Quran that that keep on working. Allah is observing you. And of course, if you do it according to the dictates of the prophet, you get your reward. And also, the people around you, even non-Muslims at times, they commend us because we are supposed to be kuntu khaira ummati hurrijat linnas ta'muruna bil ma'ruf wa yanha 'anil munkar. And there is no time we play this role that even the non-Muslims don't commend us. That àwọn àfà àwọn tiẹ̀ máa ń gbìyànjú dáadáa, wọ́n ní kò kárí. So these are some of the things. And of course, ìgbìyànjú tá a fẹ́ ṣe yìí náà fún ìlọsíwájú ìlú àti fún ìdàgbàsókè ẹ̀sìn. If we don't have peace, there's no way we can practice our religion. There's no way we can worship Allah. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala return peace to our country and assist all Muslims, particularly those of us who are on this path. We use this opportunity to ask him also to, be with every one of us in our individual tasks and responsibility towards our immediate family. Jazakallah khairan for listening.
All right. Alhamdulillah. Thank you very much, Alhaji Abdulakim Alugo, the chairman, 28th National ITP. That has been Alhaji Alugo taking you through what it is about the NITP, particularly what our roles should be and how much of effort that we as an individual in our individual capacity should put into ensuring that we make the most of this edition of the NITP. It talked about the roles of individuals at committee level. It spoke at length on that as well. And then also, particularly on the topic of discourse, which centers on the theme, which is restoration of national value, our collective responsibility. So there are a lot of topics that will be coming, that will be stemming from that theme, and which some of our, the whole lot of our facilitators will be making submissions on. So these are some of the things that they are spoken about, and that we also need to put all hands on deck to ensure that we make it a success. So thank you very much, Alhaji Alugo, for that very incisive remarks of yours. Thank you very much. So we are going to be moving on now to the next, and of course still on the NITP. So we're going to allow Nabil Amir Dawa Affairs now to take the floor, or to take the mic, and let us in on everything about the NITP, the 28th edition. So we're going to be listening to the Nabil Amir Dawa Affairs now, as he's going to take us through everything about the NITP, after which we'll come to look at the level of preparedness across the states, and then later move on to also hearing from you what you think, how you see it, and what your suggestions are for us going forward. So right about now, we are going to listen to Inada, Nabil Amir Dawa Affairs, as he's going to take the floor. Do we have Nada here?
Nada is not on call right now. I believe Naipa would stand in for him. Assalamu alaikum.
It's 10:35.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum. Can the house hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
All right, thank you very much. I was off the radar for a while. I'm back now, but just before I left, I was calling on Nada to take the mic and take his session, which is to let us in on everything about the NITP. It doesn't appear as if we have. It doesn't appear we have Nada here.
I don't think he's on call, sir.
Okay, so Naya.
Naya can take.
Okay, all right. So Naya, can you take this please now?
Sorry, I didn't hear you, sir.
So can you do us the honor of taking that role of Nada? You're supposed to take us through everything about NITP.
Okay.
Hello, can you hear me? All right.
I want to step on the existing protocol by recognizing the Amir, Chairman Organizing Committee of the 28th edition of NITP, and everyone on call. Just to stand in for the Naibul Amir, Dawa Affairs, and talk briefly about the NITP 28th edition. I said in the speech of Amir that we have in place series of programs for this year's edition. We've invited a series of lecturers as usual that we believe will discharge to the taste of the Muslim Congress. And going by the theme as said by the moderator, Sas Komodin Oladunjoye, the theme for this year, we're looking at the national values, how we can restore the restoration of national values, the responsibility of every one of us, our collective responsibility. So from there, we have series of topics therein. And a part of the lecturers that we have invited, some of them are with us here in the country, and some are foreign lecturers. Amir mentioned something the other time about some of the lecturers that we have not had a lecture before, but they are tested and trusted. One of them is Professor Moshood Badiri from London. Inshallah, he's going to be on call, Bismillah, this year. And we equally have our erudite shuyukh also in Nigeria that will join us for this program, inshallah. Sheikh Abdul Fatai Thani, Sheikh Dhikrullah Shafi, and a host of others. We're equally expecting the Chief Missioner of NASFAT to also be on call, the Executive Director of MPAC, Engineer Kamaru Disu, will also be on call, and a host of others, and our in-house facilitators. What the committee were all craving for across all the sections, all the states, local governments, and branches is for us to mobilize and sensitize people about this program. A lot of things have been put in place to ensure the successful program for this year. Since we have all this stated, we want everyone to please work with the committee so that we can have a resounding output at the end of the day. We pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it a very huge success for us. And just to go with what the moderator said earlier, we're still expecting from our wulats and the wukala and rukaba across all the levels to help us on soliciting fund for this program. We've invested a lot on this, and we're banking on us by Allah's will so that we can have a very scintillating program for this year, inshallah. Nikoko inti monsolate just to stand in for Lati Dofun Naibul Amir Dawa Affairs, who is unavoidably absent. When we pay program we are doing, gege by Manshilo Dodun, our lecturers, Wajo Gunogongbo, no Lati pay. From program we are doing. You see, Waki Bobo Wakia Jo, Lati Litoko, Karipa pay away, Karipa Wambe. Ni Pari, Afero Wakada Contorito long. Miru Sole, Kaono Betu, Wolopa. Program wa ina, 13 mobilization, 13 program, 13 planet pay. Afeka Jokaran wa law across all the states. Gbogbo bi tí ó bá kù sí kí a rí pé àwa náà a gbọ́wọ́ sínú kíní kọ́lọ̀ balikola kó dákun kó fi àlùbáríkà sí fún wa. Kọ́lọ̀ kó sì ṣe ní okùnfà dáadáa. Kó ṣe ní táwa náà ó ṣe tí ó fi jẹ́ dáràjà wa ga lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run balikola tó sì wá lọ màlùjẹ́nà látara bẹ́ẹ̀. Abẹ́lọ́run balikola kó dákun kó ṣe ní rọrùn. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So Adipala àwọn Naibala Amir External Affairs Nahia Alhaji Abdul Karim Abdullah, who has been standing in for Nada, the Naibala Amir Dawa Affairs, who is unavoidably absent here today. He has been trying to take us through what to look out for at this NITP in terms of some of the speakers who are going to be, speaking on diverse topical issues bordering on the theme of this year's NITP, which is restoration of national values, our collective responsibility. So that is what he has been speaking to. And he also made us understand the effort that has gone into scouting these eminent speakers and scholars, even outside the shores of this country, to bring them on board to be part of this NITP, particularly considering the topic of discourse this year. It is very, very important that we actually ensure that we get eminent and qualified scholars who will be taking us through some of these very, very important conversations. So this is what he has been talking about. And then also, I'm very sure he mentioned that as well, that efforts were also put into ensuring that we also get leaders of our counterpart from, I'm talking about from the Christian angle of it to also be part of this, because we are also going to be focusing on the roles of religious leaders in ensuring that we get it right as far as national values is concerned. So these are some of the things that he has been speaking to. And I'm very sure by the time we get to the part where you also get to interact with us here, where you'll be asking questions, a whole lot of that is also going to be brought up in light for all of us to understand what to look out for at this NITP. What I can assure you is that we put everything in place to ensure that this is about the best that we have ever had as far as the NITP is concerned. And then we actually want this year's edition, particularly considering the topic that we are looking at, to reach the corridors of power so that we all can actually put all hands on deck to ensure that we begin that effort at redeeming the sleeping giant that our nation is known to be. So again, we thank you, Nahia, for stepping in for Nada on that. Thank you very much. And I'm very sure there's a whole lot of questions and comments perhaps on some of those things that you have said, but later on we get to that particular part. So right now, because we are having a virtual edition of the NITP, started last year, this is the second edition that we are having. There's a whole lot that has to do with etiquette of attending an event online, particularly when you are considering the kind of event that we are talking about here. So that is why I'm going to invite the one who is the secretary of the organizing committee, who is going to take the mic now and speak to the etiquette that we want you to exhibit when you are joining this event this virtual space. Remember that all of those that we are also putting in place is to ensure that at across the state that we're looking at having viewing centers. I recall that last year, even in far away, I think in Saudi Arabia, I stand to be corrected, in some parts of the part of the world where we have a participant joined us, we also have viewing center in one of those locations. So that is why it is very important to get it right here. So we'll have Malam Tajuddin Olabanji. He will be taking the mic now to speak on everything that you need to know as far as our conduct when we are joining the session. So I will invite Brother Tajuddin Olabanji now. He is the secretary of the committee and is going to be talking about the etiquette of attending, the etiquettes in terms of conduct when you attend webinars, the likes of the one that we are going to be having for this year's NITP. So, Brother Tajuddin, if you are there, kindly unmute yourself, turn on your video, and let's have you, sir. Brother Tajuddin. Brother Tajuddin, are you there? Okay. But can the house hear me?
Brother Tajuddin Olusesi Yusuf. Sas Kamaruddin.
Assalamu alaikum. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
You're coming out. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I can hear
I
you.
can hear you.
I don't know of others.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much.
Who is to take the next time, please?
Hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay. Alhaji Salman, do you have the floor already?
Yeah, if you permit me, I will stand in for him.
Okay, I want to be sure that the vice chairman of the committee appears is speaking. I want to know if he has the floor before I made my way back in. But I can.
Yeah, I'm here.
You are not audible, Alhaji Salman. I don't know. I would like to know if you have the floor already.
Can you hear me?
I don't know if it's only me. I can't hear a word.
I can hear you.
He's not audible. We cannot hear him. We can hear him too.
Okay, yeah. So please, I'm very sure he can hear us. If Alhaji Salman can hear us, you may need to sort out your audio because you are not audible. All right, I was only going to invite him. I was just going to invite him to take the place of Brother Tajuddin Olabanji on what we have next on the agenda. But it's quite unfortunate that we cannot hear him. I don't know. Brother Tajuddin Olabanji, are you here with us now?
Yes,
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So you can take it from here. Thank you.
all right. So thank you very much, the moderator. I sincerely appreciate everyone on the call. We are all welcome to pre-NITP, virtual NITP, the second edition. You're welcome to this segment. Actually, the aspect I'm supposed to speak about is to just reiterate what we have all known to be the etiquette of online programs, attending a webinar or attending an online session. I think one of those things that we need to know is that we are starting from arrival on the online programs. We all need to know that it is important for us that when we have an online program, we arrive to time, because as Muslims, punctuality is the soul of business. We shouldn't say because it's an online program, we can commence or enter whenever we like. It is important because everything is on schedule. And one major important thing that we need to take note of in online program is that online program, unlike our daily program, where attendance might not be taken, where people might not actually see when we troop in or when we enter the program, the physical program. This online program has an arrangement of taking attendance of everyone. So if you arrive early, it will be noted on the record. And if you arrive late, whatever time you arrive, to be noted on the record. So punctuality is full of business in attending online, virtual online program, like the virtual online ITP. We want us to arrive early, because looking at this year's program, we have a lot of programs and we have a lot of time constraints. So if you decide to come late to the program, you may be missing a lot. So entering the programs early, it's one of the major etiquette of online program. Likewise, we all need to ensure that once you are entering the program, make sure that both your video and your mic are muted. If you are not asked to talk, you do not open your mic to say anything. So this is also very, very important, because if your video is not muted, for instance, you will continue to affect other people's network by probably allowing terms of boundary in connecting to the network. You might also lead to the distraction in terms. Hello, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Yeah, am I on now?
Yes, you're back with us now.
Yeah, apology for that disruption. So we are talking about the etiquette of online meeting or online webinar. Like I've said earlier, we also need to make sure that our video are muted, except where you are asked to put it on. This is very, very important in order to avoid heavy load on the network. And that could also lead to a slow network or a slow communication between the facilitators and the audience. So it's very, very important that when we are on a virtual webinar or an online program like this, we all need to make sure that our video are muted, except where you are asked to put on your video. Likewise, our microphone. This is very, very important because there could be a lot of background noise that would distract the program. We all need to ensure that all these are muted. And for those of us that will be speaking, it is also preferred that we look for a virtual background that is in line with probably the team. For instance, if we have the virtual banner for the program, so it's very, very important that we put it on. We make sure that we get our area where the communication will be done. We get it illuminated so that everybody can see clearly who is talking, where it is necessary. But for some of us that will be speaking, and then we also find it difficult to open our video, maybe because the background or the environment where we are speaking from is not convenient. It's also important for you to mute your video, because if you have an inconvenient environment and you say because you want to speak, you need to put on the video, this might also cause distraction. So you can keep your video muted while you continue talking to people. And of course, part of the online etiquette of online contribution is when you are asked, when you want to talk, it is important for you to raise your e-hand. That's why we have e-hand, or you send a signal. You do not talk until you are asked to unmute your mic and say something to the audience. All these are part of the etiquette that we need to take care of when we are engaging in an online program like these, our virtual ITP. Also, our participation is also very, very important. We need to be very, very attentive, because in online programs, there may be an online quiz, there could be a spot check on individual members of the call, maybe they are attentive or not. So that's why our attention is also very, very important. All these are important issues relating to the etiquette of online engagement. We pray to Almighty Allah to make this virtual ITP, the second edition that we're about, that is just a few days ahead of us. May Allah make it easy for us, and may Allah make it successful more than the one we have done in the past. So thank you very much for the opportunity to speak on this topic. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you very much, Malam Tajuddin Olabanji. He has been speaking on the etiquette of attending webinars or attending online events, such as the one that we're having at the moment, and of course, the very important one that is coming up in a matter of weeks. Now, he has said so much, this we know already, and he only has to reiterate that so that we take all of those to heart by the time we are attending the event proper. There should be no distraction from our end. That is the whole essence of bringing it back so that we can refresh our memories and be sure that we're in good conduct when we are in attendance at the NITP proper. And what are those things that we need to know? They are what you know already. Don't interrupt. Ensure your mic is muted. And if you have to use the chat room, use it to amplify, but not to distract, the session and all of those. And then for those of us who are going to have one role or the other to play, he advised that let's have a background. The environment in general should be conducive and friendly for that kind of event. The advice that if we can actually even do it a lot better when we use a background that is themed, the NITP themed background. We can use any of the banners, the flyers, the digital flyers that have been produced as part of the publicity for the NITP. So much on that. So inshallah, we pray Allah will make it easy for all of us to be at our best when the NITP gets on their way in a couple of weeks from now. So thank you very much. So before we move on to the next in line now, I would like all the Wulat that are on call now to put up their virtual hand. If you are a wali here or a secretary of the state now, if you are here, please put up your virtual hand. We would like to see, because the next part of thank you very much, the acting wali Lagos State, because the next in line is to hear from all of our state representatives as regard their level of preparedness. I can only see Lagos State's wali's hand up. Okay, Alhaji Mustafa Hassan is here. Please, what state is that, sir? Alhaji Mustafa. Alhaji Mustafa Hassan, can you unmute and tell us the state? Osun State. All right, thank you very much. So we only have that of Lagos and Osun.
We have Ondo as well. Ondo.
Okay, Ondo is there as well. Good enough. I've asked that you put up your hand like the rest have done, but it's good that you have made a note of your presence here. That is good. So, so the next in line, like I said, is to hear from all of the state representatives, preferably the wali or the secretary. We want to listen to you talk about all the effort that you have made preparatory to this NITP. For one, I know the jingle has been made available to all the states, and they are supposed to be running it on radio. Perhaps if you have a radio program that is running already, or to have a special time allotted for it on the air. So these are some of those things that we need to hear from you. And we need to also hear from you the number of registration that you have been able to achieve from your end, and everything that you think we need to know as far as your preparation is concerned from your end. So we can start with Lagos State. Alhaji Abdulwahid Omotunde will take the floor now and tell us all of the efforts that has gone into mobilizing for the NITP. You can start with the jingle and let us know when that jingle is here. And tell us about registration of some of your delegates so far, and so on and so forth. We can start with you, Alhaji Omotunde. You can go ahead.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Naam. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
We thank Almighty Allah. We praise and adore Him. May the peace and blessings be upon Prophet Muhammad sallam. As far as Lagos State is concerned, the preparation has always been on, and it's a continuous thing. We have been doing it, and we are still going to be doing it. Just like you said that I should start from jingles. The jingle is always played on Ola on every Friday at our program on Ola at Radio Lagos. Radio Lagos 107.5, and there is always an announcement of the ITP that always come before the jingle is played. Immediately after the lecture of Ustaz Zikrullah Shafi, our presenter there, that is the Wakil of Ukorodu North, Ustaz Ayeni, will do an announcement of the program, and it's always immediately after that the jingle is played. Aside, we have shared the jingle to all of our local government so that they can have it shared among their members, and as such, can also be shared with those in their contacts, I mean the public. Then aside from that, the ITP flyers, we've shared it among our local governments, and that has been cascaded to the branches too. And I am very sure I've been seeing this with others who are not even our members. I've been seeing it in a platform that I feel must have been put there by possibly not our members. So that's about publicity. And again, we've been announcing it. I mean, physically, when we have physical programs, we do announce it in our car, Teskia, cultural programs like Akiko and Neka and so on and so forth. So I think that is about publicity and mobilization. Again, we are getting ready a lot as far as getting our what is it called, the viewing centers ready. We have close to 50 viewing centers. Those are generated by our local government, the 25 local government. We have local government that is having about close to about 5 or 6 viewing centers. So we have generated it, and we also have a local organizing committee who is seriously working on the mobilization and informing the, they are even connected with the secretary of the, what is it called? The secretary of the Central Planning Committee of the ITP, so that they can get immediate information, and the information could be shared among our members in the local government and in the branches. So that is about our readiness in terms of having the day to come. I mean, in terms of viewing centers. So the viewing center, the local government has also been mandated to provide banners and signposts that will be calling attention of the public to the program before the program starts, commence. We have asked them to go and make banners and place at their proposed viewing centers, so that people will from that be ready to have the program and be aware of the coming program. So I think
okay.
I don't know if there is any other area you want me to touch that I've not touched.
Okay.
I want to start on that note. In terms of the payment, we have
the
made
social
our
media,
payment.
all your social media handles, how much of effort has gone in those areas?
The ICT of the what is it called, the states have been handling that. The Instagram, the Facebook, and all of others have been used to do mobilization.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. I'm very sure the committee members are taking notes. Maybe after we have taken the rounds from all the states, if they have questions, if they have suggestions for you on how to also improve your mobilization efforts, then we will hear from them afterward. So I would like to move on to, thank you very much.
No problem, I'm available.
All right, you can mute your mic now. So Alhaji Mustafa Hassan, that is the Wali of Osun State. We want to hear from you, after which we'll join our counterpart from Ondo State, I believe. Sorry, but while we're waiting for Alhaji Mustafa Hassan, Malam Bello Kodri, owó tẹ̀ ń kà yẹn, mo rò bóyá owó tẹ̀ fẹ́ kó fún wa láìTP ní o, à ń retí owó tẹ̀ tí ń kà, tẹ̀ tọ́nu fídíò yín hàn, gbogbo tẹ̀ ń kà lójú wa yẹn, a fẹ́ gbà á, wọn kò wo donation fún ITP ní inshallah. Bismillah, Alhaji Mustafa.
Salaam alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa barakatuh.
Ní Ọ̀ṣun bí a ti ń gbìyànjú, so a ti ń ṣe mobilization wa as usual. So gbogbo àwọn ITP kà yẹn láti send sí ibi tí ó yẹ kí ó dé. Ẹ̀sẹ̀ ìpín local government tí wọ́n ti ìgbàgbà tí wọ́n tán sì máa rí gbà lénìí, inshallah. There are the set of few centers program náà. So I think then in the local governments, about 5 local government, so that we have like 5 few centers located throughout the states. So and then some of fundraising now to what so at send the little raise the national account. So as it send the more learning for the end of the day, inshallah. So far so good. So we are making progress. So I think that would be for now.
So bóyá tí ń rànú jingle fún wa àbí?
Àti máa run I can run jingle lórí social media ní àti máa run lórí radio stations for now. But on social media bẹ́ẹ̀.
Ìgbà lẹ fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sórí radio sir?
I will start very soon, probably by next week. So owó náà ni everything dá lórí owó náà ni, so a ti ń gbìyànjú, but inshallah by next week ó yẹ ká lè bẹ̀rẹ̀.
Ọlọ́run á ṣe ń rọrùn.
Àdéhùn program náà ní federal nurse ń run, ta fẹ́ slot in sí àárín program.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni ó dá báyìí.
Some of those programs.
Okay, all right. Ẹ ṣé gan. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́, by the way, Ustaz Omotunde, you didn't tell us if you have made good your promise on the levy allocated to.
We have paid fully.
Oh, alhamdulillah. All right, thank you very much, Lagos State. Ustaz Walati Ondo State. Ṣé àwọn ni Ustaz Abdulwasi Aliu?
Yes.
Now, go ahead. Wa alaikum salam.
Ní Ondo State, lórí ti media àti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní àná, àwọn tá bá ní àǹfààní sí Nuru Jumawa, so àti bẹ̀rẹ̀ lánàá ìyẹn. Then bákan náà, distribution flyer, we have done that. Àwọn bí tí wọ́n bá yìí tí dínà, we make sure we make those things available. Then for viewing center, I plan láti ní kan l'Ákúrẹ́, Ọ̀rẹ́ àti Òkìtìpupa and one other place, making 4. So nínú lẹ́yìn yẹn, ìkan ló ti ń inform that this is láàárọ̀, so ìkan ló ti dà ìkórè ẹ̀múlẹ́jù. Ọ̀kan tó kùnà fún 35 fi máa dé àwọn nǹkan tí a sì sí àwọn tó kù tàbí mítọ̀. Then program tá a máa ń ṣe ní Orange yẹn náà, ó ń wo pé ọjọ́ tá a máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ ITP, sorry to bring this information, ọjọ́ tá a máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ ọjọ́ Friday. Mi wá àwọn bó ṣe possible tó bá jẹ́ pé tá a bá ní program tá a lè record for bí 25 minutes lórí program yẹn náà, tó jẹ́ pé a lè ṣe lórí radio for that day on the 24th, that Friday. So tó bá lè work, àwọn standard bearer ti sílẹ̀ nǹkan rí through that radio, ó dẹ̀ wà effective. I don't know bóyá national ní program fún something like that. Then àwọn program táwọn other state náà bá ní lórí television náà, if they can do something like that, so yẹ kó máa pass message within that period, and that tó fún program yẹn ní more publicity àti báwọn yẹn sì lè ní àǹfààní àti join program yẹn online. So that's the package information within that. It's one of our country. Then nípa ti levy we may not be able to meet up pẹ̀lú iye tó ní ká san, but kó tó díjọ́ yẹn a gbìyànjú tá a bá lè san, because ó bọ́ time tí owó tá a máa ń san ní orange tó deal. So up till now a ní kan fa ní the middle of December ká fi sanwó yẹn, but owó yẹn ò tí ì pé up till now, but owó yẹn wá láti pé before ITP we are going to bring something láti san at our own level. So ìwà mi rí àtúnkù tí mi ò tí ì cover. So then lórí àwọn platform and send the anti-mobilization náà, then interpersonal mobilization náà yẹn náà tún lọ. So gbogbo àwọn abẹ́ni tá a bá sáà rí sáà láti ń báwọn èèyàn sọ̀rọ̀ lórí.
Okay, all right. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ bá wa introduce ara yín.
Orúkọ mi ni Abdulwasiu Aliu, Wali Ondo State.
Okay, Abdulwasiu Aliu,
Yes.
Wali Ondo State.
Ondo
Okay,
State.
ẹ ṣé gan. So eléyìí tẹ́ sọ yẹn, I'm very sure the members of the committee are here. They are listening, maybe in their response to some of the comment that we have heard from the states now. Or better still, they will take it from here and look at the possibility of coming up with a program that will meet your expectation. So we have heard from Osun, Ondo, and Lagos. Do we have Ogun State here? I guess so. Ogun State. Ogun State. Okay. If Ogun State is not here, Tani O1B State will be tight.
Kwara one there.
Too good if I need you representative from only 3 states.
Assalamu alaikum. Kwara is here. You are call on us. Wali Kwara, you can speak on. Yeah. Assalamu alaikum. Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Lórí ọ̀rọ̀ mobilization, àwọn flyers tí national financial àwọn local government tí wọ́n dẹ̀ ti pàápàá jùlọ at their particular centers àti all other programs tí local government ní. Nígbà wo pé tí wọ́n bá kàn lọ pín ní Juma and other place, kò lè má wà so ìfẹ́. Jẹ́ àwọn tí wọ́n jẹ́ immediate wọ́n mọ̀ nípa TMC wọ́n dẹ̀ ti ṣe yẹn. Then lórí ọ̀rọ̀ online mobilization, our platform wa gbogbo send síbẹ̀ tí our state ICT officers so they only send there nearly every day to keep on reminding the public lórí ITP wa. Then bákan náà lórí ọ̀rọ̀ rédíò on our Agboye Islam ní Harmony FM federal government radio. So àti fi síbẹ̀ every Monday ó ní program yẹn máa ń wá sáyé, so inshallah ó ti wà ń bẹ̀. Lórí ọ̀rọ̀ viewing center, due to our peculiar kìíní ní Kwara, so we are having 2 centers inshallah. So à ń wòye sí bó ti yẹ pé tá a bá ní ká dárò yẹn dá àwọn local government wọ́n wá involve kí wọ́n ṣe banner wọ́n lè má ṣe. So the state wants to take it up, do the background banner for them, tó máa fi sí àwọn center wọn méjèèjì yẹn inshallah. So ó jẹ́ ilé tí a ti ṣe. Lórí ọ̀rọ̀ owó, mo tún fẹ́ fi àsìkò yìí tọrọ gáfárà lọ́dọ̀ national. Kò wá láti má send owó dì sìn. So àwọn ìnáwó ó wọlé tọ̀ wá tó dẹ̀ fún wa lọ́rùn ní Kwara. Bó ti rẹ̀ pé àwa meeting ní last week a ti sọ pé kéde kálukú ká fi yẹn sẹ́gbẹ́ kan. Eléyìí tó wọlé nísìnyí báyìí òun ni national. So in which some people have responded, but owó tó ṣì wọlé ṣì kéré. So we are in salary period now. So àti àwọn èèyàn tó máa tún pe members rad for them to pay the levy. Bí national to levy state, àwa náà cascade down sí members within the state pé láti pé kí wọ́n san owó yẹn. So ìyẹn ló fà á padàkùn ká má bínú. Owó rédíò program wa ní Agboye Islam quarterly la máa san, ó ti due. láti October lẹ́yìn láti san this quarter àti ìrírí san. Then ara lọ 10 plot of land balance wa kó 375,000. So àti ìrírí yẹn náà tán ìyẹn ló wà lọ́rùn wa but inshallah àti gbé sẹ́gbẹ́ kan pé ká fi yanjú ITP inshallah before the week tá máa mú lọ́la kó tó the Wednesday inshallah or Friday we are going to send tangible money inshallah. Jazakumullah khair.
Okay, Jazakumullah khairan, sir. Wali Kwara.
Mo lérò pa agbọ́n tí mo sọ.
Agbo, Jazakumullah khairan.
Àti gbọ́ yín sir, ẹ ṣé gan. Kọ́lọ́mà kó má ṣe aláìbá wa san wá lẹ́san. That has been the Wali PMC Kwara State. Thank you very much. I understand that Brother Talabi, the secretary of Talabi Abdulhakim, Secretary Ogun State, is here. So you can take the mic now. So let's hear from you. I already said it. If the Wali is not here, the secretary is here, you can take it. So Brother Abdulhakim Talabi, you're up next.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Assalamu
alaikum salam.
Yeah. From Ogun State. So àwọn AMBI tí wọ́n send fún mobilization àti distribute everything sáwọn local government. So wọ́n dẹ̀ ti pín inú ẹ̀ so ní Askar àti àwọn other places. So lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ti owó so I mobilize very soon maybe week tá máa mú yìí so I náà máa send èyí tí a ti gather jọ náà owó yẹn. So lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ti mobilization lórí àwọn online platform wa so lórí Facebook wa náà àti gbé síbẹ̀ but ti jingle lórí rédíò so bí a wíìkì tá máa bọ́ sí yìí náà so a máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ṣé ẹ̀ náà tá máa hear lórí àwọn radio station tó wà ní area ọ̀dọ̀ wa. So mobilization ẹ̀ ń lọ ṣá gbogbo àwọn Teskia lecture center tí a ní so wọ́n ń sọ fún àwọn èèyàn wọ́n mobilize àwọn èèyàn so then àwọn banner náà a fẹ́ ṣe láti place ẹ̀ sí àwọn Teskia centers wa àtàwọn strategic places ní Ogun State táwọn èèyàn máa fún awareness láti create awareness fún ITP so that's just all the effort láti make ní ọ̀dọ̀ wa ń bí. Assalamu alaikum. Hello?
Assalamu alaikum. We can hear you. Jazakumullah khairan, Secretary of State. Now, Kamaruddin, over to you, sir. Moderator, I think Brother Talabi is gone. You can pick it up from there.
Hello, assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Very much. My internet has been very erratic this morning, quite unusual. I don't know why. It's been going on and off. So the last I heard was of the Secretary of Ogun State. So far we have had Lagos State, Ogun State, Ondo, and Osun, and then Kwara as well. So we still have Abuja, Niger, Oyo. By the way, Oyo, ṣé Oyo wà níbí? Oyo State. Abuja ńkọ́? Abuja. Niger. Okay. I guess maybe those are the states that are here present at the moment. I don't know. I would like to know if at the community level, if there are other advice that we have. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Please kindly bear with me. I really can't explain what is wrong with my connection this morning. Really can't explain. So, so I was just saying that we would like to hear from the committee if there are other suggestions that you have for the states, maybe ways by which they can improve their mobilization efforts and what have you. So we'd like to hear that if there are indeed any. We still have a little over 20 minutes to be here, and then we are still going to also hear from the audience in general to hear what their view is as far as the NITP is concerned. So if there are no other comments from the states, àwọn tó kù yẹn, àwọn tó yẹ pé wọn ò tí ì pé àbí tá a ti san tí ò tí ì dojú ẹjọ́ ẹ bá wa ṣiṣẹ́ lórí ẹ̀. If you had listened to the chairman of the committee, even their mail, rí pé ọ̀rọ̀ owó wà lára àwọn nǹkan tí wọ́n tẹnu mọ́ láti pé ká lè gbìyànjú láti ràn wá lọ́wọ́ torí gbogbo àwọn ibi tí a fẹ́ dé. You may be looking at it that should be virtual event. I mean, there's a whole lot that's going into putting things in place. So kí a má fojú kéré ẹ̀. So Kolomba Kumashalai Kunwa. So in the absence of any further comments as regards the feedback from the states, I would like to move on to the next in line now, which is to hear from the general audience here. I would like to hear from you. What advice do you have for us? If you have questions, okay, I have seen you, I'll come to you in a bit. So if you have questions, if you have clarifications to seek, all on the NITP, this is the time for you to do that. So it may also border on registration and everything about the NITP. So this is the time for you to bring that up and then have that taken care for you. So I would like to hear from Brother Ablakim Omoluju now to hear what he's got to say.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa barakatuh.
My comment is as regards our forthcoming virtual NITP, which we are discussing today. I just want to employ, I don't know the language they are going to use, but I just want to employ the committee that it shouldn't be more of English. So if possible, if they can speak in Yoruba and there's a way they can translate the Yoruba in English, because we have a lot of people that we have mostly artisans that will attend the virtual NITP, and when it comes to the issue of English, they get bored at times. So, and Salman lecture in our own mother language is always like, it's a wild thing rather than using English. So I would like to employ the committee to look into that. Assalamu alaikum.
So I would like the vice chairman to speak to that. It's quite unfortunate that Nada couldn't make it here. He was to speak on all of those to talk about the sessions that we are going to have. And then probably we'll have answered that. But of course, at the same time, we can have that answered for you so that for the rest of us who are here can take that to heart to let you know the makeup of this year's NITP. So the Vice Chair, Alhaji Salman, if you are here, can you please respond to the comments by Malam Abdulakim Omoloju?
Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.
So you may need to speak up a little bit, sir.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you, but it's quite faint.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum. How about now?
Wa alaikum salam tabakat. I need someone to respond to, it may just be me anyway. If you can hear him, I need somebody to confirm that so that he can go ahead.
He needs to.
We can't hear him too.
Close to the mic.
I think he should move closer to the mic. We can't hear him.
Okay. Let me just try more. Assalamu alaikum.
Alhaji, I'm sorry. I don't know if Brother Tajuddin, I'm sorry, we can't hear you, Alhaji Salman. Yeah, alaikum salam. So Nahia will take that for us.
Okay, now I think maybe the mic of my vice chairman is affecting that. Just to quickly respond to what Mr. Brother Abdulhakeem Omoloju asked. I'm going, sir.
I'm going.
Okay. Now, Lori Intimonso, bí a ṣe mọ̀ pé the Muslim Congress take care the professionals and equally the artisans. So most of our programs are not only directly to the professionals. So artisans are also well taken care of. So in the spirit of this, the committee was actually told emphatically by the NEC that this ITP, this virtual NITP, should not be something that will just be Ebola cancel lataro. So latara be most gbogbo àwọn programs wa tá ṣe ní NITP lọ́dún tá bá ṣe ní ti English version bẹ́ẹ̀ náà la ní Yorùbá version. But ṣá ń gbọ́ mi sir.
I'm going, go ahead.
So àwọn topics tá ní fọ́dún fáwọn lecturers wa facilitators wa táwọn kan bá ti ṣe English ní belt kan, the second belt or the third belt I take care topic yẹn ní èdè Yorùbá by another lecturer.
Okay.
That's Shirini, inshallah. So the program of event is also being projected here.
All right.
Fún NITP, wọ́n ti ń projected by Taba Buhari níbẹ̀. But n tí mo kàn fẹ́ sọ ni wípé àwọn tọ́pìkì míì wà bí ẹyọkan àbí méjì tó jẹ́ pé English nìkan ni tí ò ní Yorùbá nú. But almost gbogbo àwọn programs wa òun là ní English ẹ̀ náà là ní Yorùbá ẹ̀ except few bóyá bí méjì àbí mẹ́ta kò jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. So yet we are taking care of. That answers the question.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much, Nahia. And we thank Alhaji Salman is bringing up his screen to let us see the belts, to see the schedule for this session at this year's NITP. We had actually hoped that Okay. All right. Thank you very much again. So, bóyá ṣe jẹ́ nìyẹn, Malam Abdulhakeem Omoluchu àti gbogbo àwọn tí ó bá ní ìbéèrè tó jọba yẹn. So we're still looking out for your comments. If you have any comments regarding the NITP, in terms of the provisions that is going to be made available and what have you. So, okay, I think we have a question here. I will try to take that now and read it out. It is from brother Abdulhakeem Thompson from Ifakweja, Lagos State. He said, regarding carrying both professional and artisans along, maybe the viewing center should have a moderator who will take care of that. Well, I think the explanation just given by the Nahia now already clears the hairs on this. I don't think you need a moderator. This is Komarudin saying his mind here. But once he share in such a way, to yẹ pé a máa ní session, to yẹ pé Yorùbá nìkan ni, àti tó yẹ pé English nìkan ni, òun ni wọ́n ti ń dáhùn bẹ́ẹ̀. I don't think there will be need for us to have a moderator, and I'm even considering how convenient that can actually be applied. So I should go on, Brother Thompson, for your comments. So we are still waiting for comments and questions on the NITP. But while we are waiting for that, the Wali of Ondo State, Ustaz Abdulwasi Aliu, said something. Also, on Friday. I guess we only program turn on the radio that same Friday, any time we are doing the day. Is asking to know whether there's a way that we can have one of the session at the NITP. To go live on radio. I hope I'm speaking. I stand to be corrected, Malam Abdulwasi Aliu. What you said the other time. So when we put across to the committee again, so maybe something they can look into. So so if there's anything that can be done in that regard, the committee should look into it. Or if you have any response to that now, we can quickly take it so that those in those states can know what to look out for. I hope I'm audible.
Sorry. Ustaz Komarudin, I didn't get that, sir. I'm sorry.
Okay, all right. Can you hear me now?
Yes, loud and clear, sir. Okay,
yeah. When the Wali of Ondo State was giving updates, he asked if the committee can run part of the session that is supposed to go on that Friday. Maybe they can run it, they can connect to run live on radio. I guess that is what the Wali was trying to say that time. Okay, so I'm asking to know now if it's something that the committee can look into, but I guess the vice chairman has already responded to that. I'll just read what Alhaji Salman has said. He said He said the event will be streamed live on Facebook, YouTube. They can hook up to it. So what Alhaji is saying here is that if there is a way we can hook up, like any program that I run on radio about that time, see events in Eban Law, one ali hook up, lórí àwọn mediums that first stream events here on Facebook, on YouTube. It's something we can work out. So what we need, the technicality of that is involved. I'll meet our ICT coupled with the committee only will be workouts that is for the people of Ondo State and for those who may be interested in also having that. Then I also have a comment from Musa Olawale Sulaiman here. He said for the benefit of some, if not the majority of our audience who don't understand English, can we have someone who can summarize those 3 pure English lectures? Okay. Now here I am a couple of the sessions to pay òyìnbó pọ́nbélé ní version ní Yorùbá. Wọ́n nílò àwọn tó jẹ́ báyẹn pé ṣá lè ní ẹnìkan tó yẹ pé a kàn ṣe summary ẹ̀ fáwọn lecture wọn bá 2 sí 3 tẹ́tọ́ pé kò ní sí ẹ̀dá ẹ̀ ní Yorùbá yẹn.
Okay. Jazakumullahu khairan, sir. In response to that, sir, àwọn èyí tí mo ní ó jẹ́ pure English. Even with that, kì í ṣe pé òyìnbó yẹn náà ni ó lọ látòkè délẹ̀ gangan. Ẹ jẹ́ mẹ́ example ẹ̀ ọ̀kan àbí méjì wá. Tefsir Time go, sir.
I'm going.
Tafsir tí Adama Andu on the last day.
Now,
English in your lórí schedule. But kò ṣe kó wá ṣe tafsir yẹn ní purely English. Wọ́n á mix ẹ̀ papọ̀. Ìyẹn jẹ́ báyìí. Ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kejì, ó ní entrepreneurial skill, program. Lórí SMSC. So àwọn tó máa ṣe náà, wọ́n máa fi Yorùbá díẹ̀ kún, kì í ṣe pé gbogbo ẹ̀ náà máa sọ ní òyìnbó látòkè délẹ̀. Àwọn èèyàn wa náà ni kì í ṣe pé àwọn ará Bìrìtìkó, àwọn èèyàn wa ńlé náà ni. So wọ́n máa sọ, ó kàn lè jẹ́ pé English wọn lè pọ̀ ju Yorùbá wọn lọ, but wọ́n á máa code switch, wọ́n á máa code mix ẹ̀ rather. Wọ́n bá ti ń ṣe lecture yẹn.
Now, go ahead. Okay. All right, thank you. Okay, thank you very much. So bó ṣe jẹ́ nìyẹn fún àwọn tó béèrè yẹn. The next person here, Brother Shamsidin Odu, bó ṣe orúkọ ẹ̀ ṣe wà ń bẹ̀rẹ̀ nìyẹn, is concerned that àgbọ́látọ̀dọ̀ àwọn state kan, àgbọ́látọ̀dọ̀ Abuja. I'm quite surprised that Oyo is not here. So àgbọ́látọ̀dọ̀ Oyo, Abuja, Niger, and I guess Edo as well. So this brother wants to know, so what do we do about this development? Because it may be a cause for concern. If these other states, Abuja for one, Oyo is another, the level of preparation from those hands. So this person wants to know what we are going to do about these other states to get feedback from them as far as their preparation is concerned. Who's taking that? Okay, so all right. So wọ́n bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ lórí yẹn, àwọn other states yẹn, inshallah wọ́n bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ lórí pé báwọn náà ṣe máa get in touch pẹ̀lú wọn, or better ṣe bóyá kó tó di pé alumni ìṣẹ́jú mélòó tó kù. Maybe you can see here from them. But I understand that the Wali of Ogun State, Dr. Ogunkoya, is now with us. We'll allow him to take to the mic now. Let's see if we have updates from their hand. Kí wọ́n sọ the level of preparation wọn bí tó dé, inshallah. Dr. Ogunkoya, you are up now. Wali Ogun State.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi
Jazakumullah khair for having me. Let me first apologize for coming late. I had earlier given my, I just finished a class now. So for Ogun State, well, all hands are on deck. We are planning also to have viewing centers across the local government. Hopefully, our contribution financially will be sent. I actually listened to the Amil spoke before I left briefly for my class. So we are with the national and everybody to make sure that this NITP virtual is a success. So we are on course, sir. So that's the brief.
Okay. However brief that is, you have not been able to tell us if the levy that Ogun State was allocated has been paid.
No, it hasn't. We are collecting by this week. Something will fall in. National will hear a lot. So God go win this week, inshallah.
When you say something, is it just a part of what is expected from Ogun State or the whole of it?
No, it's a part, sir. So we work on others. It's a part.
To the time we barely have 3 weeks, and our committee, I'm very sure they are alarmed. Part they don't send it, why they don't send it. So please, inshallah, I'm okay.
Inshallah, let them bear with us. Inshallah, we'll send it.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. From Brother Shonola Ibrahim, there is a provision láti respond sí àwọn ìbéèrè tó bá wáyé ní orí àwọn lectures abáṣe lórí NITP. If there's any provision for immediate response to questions. So one more, and I'm very sure this brother is speaking against the backdrop of the last virtual edition that we had. I'm not sure there is a provision for that at the last edition. So I guess that is the reason why the brother would like to know if we are going to actually provide for immediate response to questions at each of the sessions. So Nahia, can you take that? Or Brother Tajudi Olabanji, you're also here.
I think the vice chairman had already responded to that in the chat room.
Oh, okay. Yes, thank you very much.
Lady Salman had already attended to that.
Okay, so one you want to consider here, so let's see to responding to our comments taba make lórí àwọn lectures tí wọ́n bá ṣe. So ẹ ṣé gan. Okay.
Secretary Ọ̀yọ́ wà around.
Secretary Ọ̀yọ́ wà níbí. A ti ń pè wọ́n látẹ̀kan. Ó yá Secretary Ọ̀yọ́.
Bóyá wọ́n ṣẹ̀ dé ni wọ́n.
Okay, bóyá. So Ọ̀yọ́ State, only Secretary ti wà níbí. So please.
Message wọn láìpẹ́.
Okay, Secretary Ọ̀yọ́, please take to the mic now. We have listened to many of the states. One for updates, lórí preparation was so far. So we have not heard from you, so you can take to the mic now.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, so I'm very sorry for concerning the preparation in Oyo State. The issue of a viewing center also has been taken into consideration. Virtually all local governments are actually given that mandate. So we have earmarked the places to be used for the viewing centers. On the issue of the levy given to Oyo State, we were given 400,000. I'm very sure that we have paid 100,000. And based on the last meeting we had last week, we hope to forward, if not all, the part of the balances of the balance, hopefully by weekend, this Sunday or next week, inshallah. So something reasonable will be sent to the national account. And like other people have been saying, on the issue of language for the programs, so please, the committee should take care of that very well, because 80% of our audience are actually artisans, and they always complain. So we should note that.
Okay, gbogbo náà láti sọ. However, àwọn bí tó yà fẹ́ kẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ dé, bí àtúrí pẹ́kẹ́ tó wọlé.
Okay, sir.
Báwo ni ọ̀rọ̀ jingle? Ṣé ẹ ti ń lo jingle lórí rédíò?
Of course, we have our program.
Ẹ dẹ̀ ti ń rànnù jingle yẹn bẹ́ẹ̀ àbí?
Yes, I'm aware of that. So I will give you details again now, maybe to confirm from the
so please, you will need to confirm that to us. I mean, for us. Then, báwo ni ṣé ẹ ti gba àwọn flyers yín ṣé ti distribute?
I distribute our flyers.
Okay, please confirm that you are running.
We have distributed the flyers. We have distributed flyers.
Okay,
I'm very sure.
I heard that. I heard that. Okay.
I will give you details now when I confirm from you.
Okay. So, all right, that is it. Láti Èkó, FinSec Èkó Alhaji Isa Oni, wọ́n advice pé kí a jọ gbogbo àwọn time fún àwọn lecture yẹn or the sessions in general, pé ká ensure pé we keep to time. Because that they seem to be suggesting is that once they're exceeding the allotted time, Kamaloma lose more audience. So I'm very sure the organizers are, going to be taking that seriously. Thank you very much, Alhaji Isa Oni. So that is your comment. So again, we are still expecting Abuja, Edo, Niger. We are still expecting to hear from them. So if any of these states mentioned are here now, they can signify so that we can allow them to take to the floor. All right. Okay, all right. Wọ́n rán wa létí bí iná yìí pé ká má gbàgbé àwọn tó máa jẹ́ participant láti South-East. In fact, that is the more reason why we need the Edo State representative to come up here and and speak to their level of preparation so that we can also know what can be put in place for those at that end. So, we'll allow for the SecGen now. Would like to take to the mic. So, Alaji has an additional. You can go ahead, sir.
Okay, assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Actually, Edo State Wali called me shortly before the program commenced to notify that he will not be able to attend due to some emergency, that they have to attend to. And
okay.
The secretary is also bereaved, and so he lost an in-law last night, and they said the secretary will be busy handling the Janoza issue, So that just explains why Edo is not present. So maybe later the committee people will get across to them, to hear their level of preparedness.
All right. So the committee will look at that to get across where those states, because we do know that we're going to have participants from that end as well. So thank you very much, SecGen. While Ogun State is saying that we should not forget our audience in the French-speaking part of Benin Republic. Remember that we have an extension of TMC also in that part of the world. So that's we should probably also look at making provision for this French-speaking audience at that end. Well, the committee, I'm very sure, is listening. We'll look at the possibility of that. That is what I can say. But I'm very sure the committee, after today, after some of the feedback from today, will go back and look at some of those, some of the suggestions that have, including this, that have been presented. So thank you very much, Owali Ogun State, for that. So we are gradually running out of time. We have just about 7 minutes to close out on this session. We have heard that Edo State has sought permission to be excused. So that leaves only Niger State and Abuja who are conspicuously missing on this session. And that is quite, I don't think that is acceptable, except there's a word from them yet. So as it is now, before we call time on this session, I would like to go back to, I don't know if the vice chairman has been able to sort his audio to just hear a word, maybe a parting shot from either of the chairman or the vice chairman before we call time on this session. Alhaji Aluga, are you there?
Yes, Alhamdulillah.
Okay.
I so much, I'm so elated about the readiness and the preparation shown by brothers from across the states. And this, of course, will serve as an impetus for us to do more and dot the T's, maybe, cross the T's and dot the I's. So for the members of the committee, I think most of us are here, and we've listened to the feedbacks, which would of course form a major part of our agenda in the next meeting. So I thank the leadership of the Congress from the Amir and all the Wulats, then the other amiable brothers from across the states who have participated in this webinar. So like I said earlier, it is work in progress. And at no time should we think that the work has been completed. We would continue working, and we pray Allah to give us that grace until we breathe our last, inshallah. So in view of that, for those members who are conspicuously absent, particularly Nada, he has also other assignments, which of course is understandable. That has been the Saturdays is usually very busy. So possibly that was an oversight on our part, would have given that role to another person to actually, elucidate on that particular issue, that as that area it was given. So be that as it may, we also want to thank the network provider, Adelopo, for this wonderful platform he has created, and would keep on working, like I said, and we should all see it as our collective responsibilities. Our doors are open for any suggestions and probably criticism till the program commences, and also throughout the program and possibly after. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala crown our efforts with success. We thank you once again. Jazakumullah khair.
Thank you very much, Alhaji Abdulakim Alugo. Talking about the hosts now, I'm talking about those at the back end. I don't know if there's a word from you too, maybe something that you would like the audience to look out for. Take for instance, I remember the last edition, which is also a virtual edition. I know that apart from Zoom, others were also allowed to join via YouTube and probably Facebook also. So I'm saying this to let you know that perhaps there are other things that you also would like to say to the audience in terms of what to look out for. If you have any of such, you can take to the mic now and let's also hear you speak. Alhaji Adelopo.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alaikum salam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alhamdulillah, we thank Allah for this opportunity, and we pray Allah will crown our efforts with success. As we speak now, we are currently streaming on Facebook and Twitter. We also have a Twitch account that we are streaming on right now.
Okay.
So, and we hope to do more. So we have about 3-4 channels that we are currently streaming on, and inshallah, we are going to, do more and make the program a wonderful one.
All right,
if you have
thank you.
suggestions,
Okay.
ideas, you can also forward to us. Thank you.
All right. So just so that the audience know this, come Sunday 12th, that is next week Sunday now, we're also going to be having a mock ITP, the link is also going to be sharing because of the week. So you can also make out time to join up, just to have a feel of what the NITP proper is going to be like. So please just bear that in mind. Sunday, 12th of December, mock ITP is also going to be a precursor to the NITP proper. So please bear it in mind and make out time to be part of that. So like I said, you get information as far as the timing and the link is concerned in the course of the week. So please keep that in mind. So at this point in time, I think we can conveniently call it time here. And then we would like to close in prayer just like we started. And that wise, I would want to invite Alhaj Hassan Adeshinon, the Secgen, to lead the closing dua, sir.
Okay, so I'll be carrying.
Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam.
Okay. We thank Almighty Allah who made it possible to hold the program today as scheduled. And we thank him for all the participants and for all the states, the level of preparedness as expressed by them, and pray that Almighty Allah will give us all the grace to achieve a complete success. at the end of the day. We pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will spare our life up to and beyond, even beyond the NITP days, and Almighty Allah allow the objectives of the program, to be achieved, even beyond our expectation. So we pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will accept all our efforts, as acts of worship. So, Surah Al-Fatiha.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanirrahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina as-siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta alayhim ghayril maghdubi alayhim. Please do not forget Sunday, 12th December. That is next week Sunday. Mock NITP. Please do join up.
Assalamu alaikum. What time is next week mock?
10
o'clock in the morning.
That time will be the Fiqh Forum time. Are we aware? Hello? Hello? That was Fiqh Forum time, period.
Abba Komarudin, Assalamu alaikum. Hello, Abba Komarudin.
Abu Maru.
Nínú báwọn ẹbí wa lè ní báwọn ọmọ wa lò ní báwọn aládùúgbò lò ní láwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ lò fún ara wa àti àwọn wàjúbà ìyàwó tí